Go to a quiet place right now. Forget about the notifications. Forget about the noise in your head. Forget about the weight you've been carrying like a backpack full of stones. Just you and this moment, because what you are about to hear is not random. It is not an accident. You didn't scroll past this by chance. Something inside you, something deep, something almost forgotten, pulled you here. That was not you. That was me. I have been trying to get your attention for weeks, months maybe, through the sunset that made you pause for 3 seconds, through the song that played right when you were thinking about giving up, through the quiet whisper you felt when you woke up at 3 a.m. and couldn't go back to sleep. You thought it was nothing, but I have been calling your name, and right now, right here, I need you to stop running. Stop pretending you're fine when you're falling apart. Stop smiling through the pain like it's a badge of honor. Stop telling yourself that nobody sees, nobody cares, nobody is coming to help. I see you. I have always seen you. Before you took your first breath, before the enemy told you that you were a mistake, before the rejection letters, before the friend who walked away, before the marriage that crumbled, before the bank account that made you feel like a failure. I saw you then, and I love you the same, not because of what you've done, not because of what you can offer me, but because you are mine. You belong to me, and I do not lose what belongs to me. Have you forgotten who you are? Let me remind you, you are chosen, not because you earned it, not because you prayed the right words or went to church enough times. You are chosen because I looked at the entire world, every soul, every story, every possibility, and I still wanted you. I wanted you before you wanted me. I pursued you when you were running in the opposite direction. I stood at the door of your heart and knocked and knocked and knocked again, even when you turned up the volume on everything else to drown me out. You are not a backup plan. You are not a second thought. You are not the leftover nobody picked for the team. You are the treasure hidden in a field, and I sold everything I had to buy that field just to get to you. That is how much you matter. I know you're tired. I know you've been praying the same prayer for so long that you've started to wonder if I'm even listening. I know you've begged me for a sign, for a breakthrough, for something, anything, to prove that this struggle has a purpose. And the silence has felt like rejection. But listen to me carefully, child. Silence is not absence. The seed does not see the harvest while it's buried in the dark. The caterpillar does not know it will fly while it's dissolving inside the cocoon. The diamond does not feel valuable while it's being crushed under pressure. You are in the middle of your becoming, and I am not late. I am never late. I am right on time, just not your time. My timing is not a delay. It is a design. You think you're waiting on me? What if I'm waiting on you? What if I'm waiting for you to stop trying to fix everything yourself? What if I'm waiting for you to stop rehearsing your failures every night before you fall asleep? What if I'm waiting for you to finally believe that I am who I say I am? The same God who parted the Red Sea is the same God who is parting the waters in front of you right now. The same God who raised Jesus from the dead is the same God who is breathing life into your dead situation. The same God who chose a shepherd boy named David to kill a giant is the same God who chose you to conquer what's standing in your way. You've been looking at the giant. Look at me. Stop measuring your mountain. Stop calculating how many times you've failed. Stop replaying the voices that told you you're not enough. They are lying. The enemy doesn't throw rocks at people who are already defeated. He throws rocks at people who are dangerous. He attacks people who are about to shift something. He whispers fear into the ears of those who are carrying anointing. Why do you think you've been under so much attack? Because you are dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. Because there is something inside you that hell is afraid of. Because you are not ordinary. You never were. And the enemy knows that if you ever fully wake up to who you are, chains are going to break, captives are going to be set free, and the enemy's whole operation is going to crumble. So he's been feeding you lies. You're too broken. You waited too long. You messed up one too many times. God gave up on you. Let me settle this right now. I have not given up on you. You gave up on yourself. You lost hope in your own story. You stopped believing that I could still do something with the scattered pieces of your life. But I am the God of broken things. I take shattered hearts and make them whole. I take wasted years and redeem them. I take failures and turn them into testimonies. I take graves and turn them into gardens. Do you believe that? Not with your head, with your heart. Because head belief is cheap. Head belief says, I know God can do anything, while your stomach is in knots and your hands are shaking. Heart belief says, even if I don't see it yet, I will still trust you. That's what I'm asking for today. Not your perfect performance, not your polished prayers, not your religious routine. I want your trust, raw, real, unfiltered. The kind of trust that says, God, I don't understand this season. I don't understand why it hurts so much. I don't understand why the door hasn't opened, but I'm going to stand here anyway. I'm going to keep believing anyway. That's faith. Not faith without fear. Faith in spite of fear. Fear is not a sin. Staying there is. Fear is just a visitor. You don't have to let it move in. Every time fear whispers, what if it never changes? You whisper back, but what if it does? What if this is the very moment everything turns around? What if the thing you've been crying about for 2 years is about to break open? What if the phone call comes this week? What if the healing starts tonight? What if the provision is already in motion and you just haven't seen it yet because it's coming from a direction you never expected? I am the God of sudden lies. Suddenly, the prison doors opened for Paul and Silas. Suddenly, the water turned to wine. Suddenly, the stone rolled away. And suddenly, when you least expect it, when you've almost given up hope, I am going to move in your life in a way that leaves no doubt that it was me. But here's what I need you to do. Let go. Let go of the timeline you drew. Let go of the expectation that it has to look a certain way. Let go of the resentment toward the people who hurt you. Let go of the shame that keeps you stuck in yesterday. That shame, that guilt about what you did, what you said, who you became for a season. It's already been paid for. Jesus took it, every single bit of it. The nails went through his hands for your mistakes. The crown of thorns was for your shame. The spear in his side was for your broken heart. When he said, "It is finished," he meant it. So why are you still carrying what he already bled for? You are not your past. You are not your worst mistake. You are not what they said about you. You are a son. You are a daughter. You are a king's kid. You are chosen for miracles, not because you deserve it, because I am gracious. And my grace is not a license to sin. It is a lifeline to freedom. Grace is me saying, I know what you did, and I love you anyway. Grace is me saying, fall 7 times, get up 8. Grace is me saying, the story isn't over. The best chapter is actually the one you haven't written yet. I have placed dreams inside you that have not died. They've been dormant. Winter is not death. Winter is just the soil resting before the explosion of spring. You think that business idea was random? That song you've been humming? That book you keep thinking about writing? That ministry you feel too unqualified for? That was me. I planted that. And I don't plant seeds that won't grow. But you have to water it. You have to believe it. You have to stop telling yourself, that's not for people like me. People like you are exactly who I use. I used a stutterer named Moses to speak to a Pharaoh. I used a prostitute named Rahab to save a nation. I used a murderer named Paul to write half the New Testament. I used a teenage girl named Mary to carry the Savior of the world. You think you're too much, too broken, too weird, too old, too young, too uneducated, too damaged? You are exactly qualified because my strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you are weak, then you are strong, not because of you, because of me in you. So stop disqualifying yourself. Stop saying, God can't use me. God can use anybody with a surrendered heart. And that's all I'm asking for today. Not your ability, your availability, not your perfection, your permission. Give me permission to work. Give me permission to rearrange your life. Give me permission to remove people who are not for your destiny, even if it hurts. Give me permission to close doors that are not for you, even when you don't understand. Give me permission to take you through the wilderness, because that's where you learn to hear my voice. The wilderness is not punishment. The wilderness is preparation. It was in the wilderness that I fed my people manna from heaven. It was in the wilderness that their clothes didn't wear out. It was in the wilderness that I showed them I was everything they needed. And it's in your wilderness that I am going to show you the same thing. You don't need more money. You need to trust me as your provider. You don't need a different spouse. You need to trust me as your healer. You don't need a new job. You need to trust me as your open door. You don't need more friends. You need to trust me as your comforter. Because here's the truth. Everyone will fail you at some point. Even the people who love you best will disappoint you. Not because they're bad, because they're human. But I never fail. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. The God who provided for you last year is the same God providing today. The God who healed you before is the same God healing now. The God who made a way when there was no way is still making ways. So why are you worried? Why are you losing sleep over things that haven't even happened yet? You are borrowing trouble from a tomorrow that does not belong to you. Today has enough problems. I told you that, and I told you not to worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will worry about itself. Do you believe me? Do you really? Because if you did, your face would look different. Your shoulders wouldn't be so tight. Your heart wouldn't be pounding every time your phone rings. Anxiety is not your portion. Fear is not your inheritance. I have not given you a spirit of fear. I have given you power, love, and a sound mind. That sound mind means you don't have to spiral every time something goes wrong. You can pause. You can breathe. You can say, God, I don't understand this, but I trust you. That's not denial. That's warfare. That's you taking every thought captive and making it obedient to me. The enemy wants you to meditate on your problems. I want you to meditate on my promises. One will drown you. One will deliver you. You get to choose. Right now, in this quiet place, you get to choose what you believe. Are you going to believe the evidence of your circumstances? Or are you going to believe the truth of my word? Your bank account says you're broke. I say you have abundance coming. Your doctors say it's incurable. I say I am the healer. Your past says you're a failure. I say you are more than a conqueror. Your loneliness says you're forgotten. I say I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Whose voice is louder to you right now? Because that's what you will walk in. The voice you feed grows. The voice you ignore starves. Stop feeding the fear. Stop replaying the rejection. Stop giving airtime to the lie that says you're not chosen. You are chosen. Let that sink in. Not just tolerated, not just allowed. Chosen. Chosen before the foundation of the world. Chosen for such a time as this. Chosen to carry my glory. Chosen to be a miracle in someone else's life. Yes, you, the one who feels invisible. The one who feels like a background character in everyone else's story. You are the main character in the story I am writing, and I am the author. And I do not write bad endings. I write redemption arcs. I write comebacks. I write resurrection stories. You think it's over? I'm just getting started. There is a generation waiting for what's inside you. There are people who will only encounter my love through your wounds. There is a testimony being forged in your fire right now that is going to set captives free. Your pain has a purpose. Your waiting has a weight. Your struggle is not senseless. I waste nothing, not one tear, not one sleepless night, not one prayer you thought went unheard. I am storing it all, and when the time is right, when you are ready to receive it without it destroying you, I am going to pour out so much blessing that you won't have room enough to receive it. But first, you have to trust me in the waiting. The waiting is where your character is built. The waiting is where your faith is refined. The waiting is where you learn that I am enough, even when nothing else is. Because here's the hard truth. If I gave you everything you wanted right now, you might not need me. And I want you to need me. Not because I'm insecure, because I know that apart from me, you can do nothing. But with me, you can do all things. I want you to be so connected to me that when people see your life, they don't see you. They see me. That's the goal. That's the prize. That's the whole point. Not your comfort, not your success, not your happiness, your holiness, your nearness to me. Because in my presence, is fullness of joy. At my right hand are pleasures forevermore. You have been looking for joy in all the wrong places. Relationships, achievements, possessions, validation from people who are just as broken as you are. None of it fills the hole. Only I can fill that, and I want to fill it right now, in this quiet place. I want to pour my love into every cracked and broken part of you. I want to heal the wound from the father who left. I want to heal the betrayal from the friend you trusted. I want to heal the shame from the thing you did that you've never told anyone about. I already know, and I already forgave you. Now you have to forgive yourself. That's often harder than forgiving others, isn't it? Because you know everything you did. You know the motives, you know the secrets. But I am greater than your heart. And I say, you are clean. So, receive it. Stop holding yourself at arm's length. Stop punishing yourself for something I've already forgotten. Yes, forgotten. I cast your sins as far as the east is from the west. That's not a metaphor. That's a fact. I don't bring them up again. I don't hold them against you. They are gone. So why do you keep digging them up? Let them go. Bury them in the sea of my forgetfulness. And put up a sign that says, no fishing allowed. Today is a new day. This is a new hour. The old has passed away. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? Open your eyes. Open your heart. I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. That dry season you've been in, it's about to flood. That closed door, a window is about to open. That silence you've been hearing, it's about to be shattered with my voice. But you have to be ready to move when I say move. You have to be ready to trust when I say trust. You have to be ready to step out when I say go. No more hesitation. No more let me think about it. No more what if I fail? What if you fly? What if this is your moment? What if everything you've been through was training for right now? Think about it. Every rejection taught you resilience. Every failure taught you humility. Every loss taught you what truly matters. Every sleepless night taught you to pray. You are not behind. You are not off track. You are exactly where you need to be to receive what I have for you. But you have to stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Their journey is not your journey. Their timeline is not your timeline. Their calling is not your calling. I have designed you uniquely. Your fingerprints are different for a reason. Your voice sounds different for a reason. Your story is different for a reason. Stop trying to be someone else. Be fully, unapologetically, radically you, because the world doesn't need another copy. The world needs the original I created, and that original is fierce. That original is brave. That original has been through hell and still believes in heaven. That original is you. So rise up. Stop shrinking. Stop apologizing for your calling. Stop dimming your light so other people feel comfortable. Shine. Shine like the city on a hill that I told you to be. Shine like you have good news that the world is desperate to hear. Shine like you believe that I am who I say I am, because I am. I am your provider, your healer, your redeemer, your friend, your father, your king. I am the way, the truth, and the life, and I am with you, not just watching from a distance, not just cheering you on from heaven. I am with you, in the car, in the office, in the hospital room, in the courtroom, in the middle of the night, when you can't sleep. I am there. I have never left you. Not once, not for a single second, even when you couldn't feel me, even when you doubted me, even when you cursed my name in your pain. I stayed, because that's what love does. Love stays, love endures, love never fails, and I am love. So let me love you right now, in this quiet place. Let me wrap my arms around you and hold you until the shaking stops. Let me speak to the storm inside you and say, peace, be still. Let me breathe on your dry bones and say, live again. You don't have to be strong right now. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to pretend. Just be still and know that I am God. Know that I am working. Know that I am moving. Know that I am fighting for you even when you're too tired to fight for yourself. The battle is not yours. It is mine, and I have already won. The enemy is already defeated. The outcome is already decided. The victory is already yours. You just have to walk in it. So walk. Take one step, then another, then another. Not in your own strength, in mine. I will carry you when you can't walk. I will speak for you when you can't find the words. I will provide for you when you have nothing left. Just don't stop trusting me. Don't stop believing that I am good. Don't stop hoping that your best days are ahead, because they are. Your future is not defined by your past. Your destiny is not canceled by your detours. Your purpose is bigger than your pain. I have plans for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Those are not just nice words. That is a promise, and I always keep my promises. So here is what I want you to do. When you get up from this place, I want you to carry this moment with you. I want you to remember that God spoke to you today, not through a preacher, not through a book, through the quiet whisper in your own heart. And that whisper said, you are chosen, you are loved, you are not alone, and something is about to break open in your life. Get ready for the breakthrough. Get ready for the restoration. Get ready for the miracle you've been praying for. It is closer than you think, but don't just wait for it. Prepare for it. Clean out the old. Make room for the new. Forgive the unforgivable. Release the resentment. Let go of the control and trust me. Trust me with your tomorrow. Trust me with your children. Trust me with your finances. Trust me with your health. Trust me with your broken heart. I can handle it, and I can handle you, all of you. The messy parts, the angry parts, the tired parts, the doubtful parts. Bring it all to me, and I will give you rest. Not the kind of rest that comes from a vacation, the kind of rest that comes from knowing that the God of the universe is holding your life in his hands. That is peace that passes understanding. That is joy unspeakable. That is the abundant life I promised you. Not abundant stuff, abundant peace, abundant purpose, abundant love, abundant grace, enough for you and enough to give away, because that's what this is all about. You are blessed to be a blessing. You are healed to heal. You are delivered to deliver. The miracle in your life is not just for you. It is for the person watching you who needs to know that God is real. It is for the family member who doesn't believe anymore. It is for the stranger who is one testimony away from giving their life to me. Your story matters. Your survival matters. Your sanity through the storm matters. Because someone is going to look at you and say, if God can do it for them, he can do it for me. So carry your testimony like a torch, and don't put it under a basket. Put it on a hill. Let it shine. Let the whole world see what I have done for you, not for your glory, for mine, because I am worthy. Worthy of your trust, worthy of your praise, worthy of your life. So give it to me, all of it, right here, right now, and watch what I do with it. Now before you go, let me pray over you. Not a religious prayer, a real one, from my heart to yours. Father, I thank you for this one, the one who is reading these words right now, the one who has been holding on by a thread, the one who almost gave up. I thank you that they didn't. I thank you that something pulled them to this moment. I thank you that the enemy did not succeed in stealing their destiny. Now, Father, I ask you to do what only you can do. Breathe on the dry bones. Speak life into the dead places. Open doors that no man can shut. Shut doors that are not for their good. Heal the wound that no one else sees. Restore what the locusts have eaten. Bring back the years that were stolen, and let them know, deep in their spirit, that they are not forgotten. Let them feel your presence right now. Let peace flood their heart. Let hope rise again. Let faith take the place of fear. Let love cast out every lie, and let them walk out of this quiet place different, not because of their own strength, because of yours. In Jesus' mighty name, Aman. Now go. You are chosen, you are loved, and you are never ever alone. For the chosen, and chosen for miracles. Grace for life, always.